Hello again. Part 3 is going to be about applying analytics to a worksheet. So let's learn how we can add manual or computed sort, add a reference line, use a quick table calculation, use bins and histograms, create a calculated field, explain when to use parameter, and display totals in worksheet. There are many ways to sort data in Tableau. When viewing a visualization, data can be sorted using single-click options from an axis, header, or field label. To sort from an axis in this example, hover over a numerical axis to bring up the sort icon, then click the icon to sort. One click sorts ascending, two clicks sort descending, and three clicks clear the sort. To sort from a header, hover over the header and click the icon to sort. And if you want to sort from a field label, the default option when you click the sort icon is alphabetical sorting. But from the menu, you can change it to sort by a field in the view, like the sum of sales, for example. You can also sort while developing using the toolbar. To do that, select the dimension you wish to sort and choose the sort button for ascending or descending. You can also sort manually by dragging the values as shown here. The black line will indicate where it will go. To remove the sort on a specific field, right-click to open the menu and select Clear Sort. And to disable the ability to sort when you publish the dashboard, go to the Worksheet menu and uncheck the option to show sort controls. This will prevent the sort icons from appearing when a user hovers over an axis, header, or field labels. You can add a reference line, band, distribution, or box plot to identify a specific value, or range and continuous axis in a Tableau view. To add a reference line, drag a reference line from the Analytics pane into the view. Tableau will show the options to use the reference line. The drop target area offers three options: per table, which will add a reference line to the entire table across all panes. For example, if you have your data axis divided by years and quarters, the reference line go over all the date parts. Per pane will add the reference line for each pane in the view. And per cell will add a reference line within each cell. Let's choose table. Format the label and select the aggregation. You can format the tooltip if needed, and format the line appearance. Click OK. If you want to change the line in a reference band, click on the line and click Edit. The reference band will highlight the area between two lines and the axis. In this example, we will add it between the maximum and the minimum value in the view. We will learn how to use the distribution and the box plot in future advanced lessons. Quick table calculations allow you to quickly apply basic table calculations to your visualizations. Let's create a sample table view showing the sum of sales by year. To apply quick table calculation, right-click on the measures and select Quick Table Calculation. And you will be able to see all the table calculations available in Tableau. Let's choose percent of difference. A small delta mark will appear in the measure indicating that the measure is a table calculation. And you will see in the view that the value changed to show percent of change of every year against the previous year. To make it clear, let's add actual sum of sales to the view. And you will see that in 2022, the sales is 59,000, which is an increase of 43% compared to the previous year, 41,000. To customize the quick table calculation, right-click on the quick table calculation measure and select Edit Table Calculation. You can change the calculation type if required. Compute Using will allow you to choose how to compute the calculation. For example, Table Across will compute it horizontally, Table down will compute it vertically. And from relative to, you can choose from which direction the calculation is computed. Bins will help you convert a continuous measure or a numeric dimension into bins. When you create bins from a measure, a new dimension will be created. To create a bin from the data pane, right-click on it and navigate to Create and select Bins. You can rename it and select the size of each bin. Range of values will help you decide the size by showing you the minimum, maximum values and difference between them, and the actual count of values. Now you can see the bin's dimension is created. We can use the bins to create a histogram view. To do that, click on the cells bins we just created and change it to continuous so we can use it as an axis. Drag it to the columns. Drag the original sales field from the measure to the rows shelf. Change the aggregation to count. Now, in the result of the histogram, we can see that we have around 9,000 records with sales between 0 to 500, 700 between 500 to 1,000, and so on. Creating calculated field is useful if your data source does not contain a column or field that you need, especially for non-additive measures like percentage or ratios. Let's create a returned order rate, for example. You can do it from the Analysis menu and clicking on Calculated Field, or by clicking on the arrow from the data pane. Choose a name for the calculated field, and enter your formula in the editor. For this example, it will be the count of returned orders divided by the count of orders. The new calculated field is added to the data. Now we can use the calculated field in our views. Let's try to create a date calculated field. For example, if we want to add 3 days to every order date. We follow the same steps to open the calculated field editor and type the following formula. Next, let's create a string calculated field to separate the customer name into first name and last name. We can use split function for that. Type the customer name as a string, which is the string field you would like to split. The delimiter is the part of the string to split at. In this example, is the space between the first name and the last name in the customer name field. And the token is the part of the string to return. So it's going to be 1 for the first name and 2 for the last name. Let's learn how to create and use parameters. Parameters are useful when you want to add interactivity and flexibility to your dashboard, or to experiment with what-if scenarios. Suppose you are unsure which fields to include in your view or which layout would work best for your viewers. You can add parameters into your view to let the viewers choose how they want to look at the data. Let's explore a few examples. First, we will create a parameter that allows users to switch between different measures in a single view. In the data pane, right-click and select Create Parameter. Name the parameter Select Measure. Set the data type to string. Under Allowable Values, select List and add the needed values. Click OK to create the parameter. Next, we need to create the calculated field to make the parameter work. Right-click on the data pane and select Create Calculated Field. Name the calculated field selected measure. Enter the following formula. Click OK to create the calculated field. Now drag the calculated field in a sample view. Show the parameter by right-clicking on the data pane and selecting Show Parameter. Now you can simply use the parameter to switch between the values in the view. Another example to use parameters will be to control filters, like a top-n filter. Let's create another parameter and name it top-n. Set the data type to integer. Set the allowable values to range. Set the range from 1 to 10 and click OK. Next, create the calculated field and name it rank filter and type the following formula and click OK. Let's create a sample view showing the product name and sales. Right-click on top-n parameter and select Show Parameter. Drag the calculated field to the filter shelf and choose In. Now you can select different values from the parameter and see how the view updates to show the top-n products based on the value you choose. There are many other examples on how to use parameters in Tableau. We will explore more advanced examples in future lessons. Showing totals in views in Tableau is a common requirement to summarize data. Here are a few examples of how to show totals in a simple chart. Let's create a table showing the sales by category and subcategory. In the Analytics pane, under Summarize, drag totals into the Add Totals dialog and drop it over Column Subtotals option. To make the totals appear on top, from the Analysis menu, go to Totals and select Columns Total on top. You can follow the same method to show row totals or the grand totals. The next lesson is going to be fun and it's going to be about sharing insights. Thank you very much for watching and see you there.